Hi Cancer, it's Rebecca from Being Human Tarot. I'm here with your August 2018 reading, and I've been switching it up a little bit this month. I'm going to do a 3-card spread instead of a 5-card spread, where the first position stands for what you need to focus on this month. The second position stands for what you need to put aside for the month, and then the third position stands for cat. Third position does not stand for cat. Third position stands for an additional consideration for the month. So, here you go, babe. And then I'm also drawing a bonus Animal Spirit card from Kim Krans' Animal Spirit deck. So it's sort of like just a bonus oracle card. And she does these beautiful line drawings. You may know her from the Wild Unknown Tarot deck, which is very popular. So, without further ado, I'll kick things off. For what to focus on this month, you drew the 5 of Swords. The 5 of Swords is not the easiest card. It's an indication that either yourself or others are kind of taking advantage, are not being completely honest. There's a level of deception. You can see here that I might have to hold it pretty close to see if it'll focus, but there's sort of these 2 figures who are both connected by this like mind's eye in a cloud. And one's in great despair. There seems to be like some mismanagement of swords. It's like very confusing. So, with it being you or another person, I mean, I think you'll probably know, it is hard to be self-aware all the times and recognize our own flaws. So this is a good month to be brutally honest with yourself. If something has maybe given you a little pause and you thought maybe perhaps you're being a bit unfair with someone, really look there and make sure that it's not just a bit unfair, or I mean, like, it could be that could be the case, that it is just a bit unfair, but I encourage you to do some sort of deeper digging to make sure that you're not brushing something off as just like a little unfair that to someone could actually feel like a betrayal. And then conversely, if you have been like very forthright with people and that's not something that's been going on with you, then I encourage you to be a little bit more cautious in your relationships this month and how people are treating you. Has someone sort of misrepresented themselves? Is something giving you pause that someone maybe offered to do, or just the way that they're acting around you? It could take shape in a lot of different forms. So it's a good month to be kind of cautious and protect yourself, as well as be very honest with yourself about anything you could have contributed negatively toward someone in your life. Sorry, having some sink noises over there. In your position of what to set aside for the month, you drew the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups is not something everyone wants to set aside. It's a fun card of sort of extravagance and abundance and having access to all of these cups, and whatever those represent in your life. Sometimes it can be even a bit more literal, and maybe you've been going out and drinking a lot, but maybe it's been a little bit too much lately. Maybe it's been to excess, and so you want to set that aside. Also, if it personally resonates with you to be a drinking kind of thing, to be drinking a little bit too much, that's definitely a place where we can start being unfair with others, or others can start being unfair with us as a result of, alcohol-fueled feelings. It's not always a great recipe for success, infrequently recipe for success. So that's just something to keep in mind as well this month. If that literal interpretation is something that makes sense for you. But otherwise, it's about kind of being a little bit more serious this month. You know, it is a big relationship month for you, both with you having to kind of analyze how you've been treating others and how they've been treating you, as well as your additional consideration, which I haven't talked about yet, so won't go there quite yet, but you're really going to be focusing on how you interact with others and like what's fair. And so as a set aside, it's maybe just not the best month to be kind of letting loose and focusing on things that bring you pleasure and are sort of distractions from what can help us see. Sounds like there's a police walkie-talkie outside, so I'm just like, what? Sorry, I'm very distracted. So yeah, maybe now is not like the best month for distractions and partying and that kind of stuff. It's a little bit more of a serious month this month, which isn't bad. You know, we need balance. So, and it could be, you know, with the Five of Swords, that could be potential for a lot of growth, which is great. So, and, you know, maybe purging people from your life who don't deserve to be in it. So, in your position of additional considerations, you drew the Five of Wands. And the fives are kind of like notorious for being the harder cards. So you drew the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is about conflict with others. And it's minor arcana. It's more about like kind of like squabbles and bickering rather than anything that's like super a big deal. So it's not a major arcana, so don't stress about it like too much, but it is something that you want to pay attention to this month. How are you fighting with people? How are you arguing with people about things? Are you being fair? Are you being fair? Are other people being fair? Is what you're fighting about even important? Or is it maybe something that is a little bit childish and you could set it aside? Or is it about someone who's trying to engage in this kind of fighting with you and you just need to, even as tempting as it can be when people are trying to push our buttons and provoke us, like maybe they're the one who's being childlike and you need to just kind of resist the urge to participate in this with them this month. So for your bonus Oracle Animal Spirit card, you drew the deer. It's like a very pretty drawing. I love this one a lot. And the deer is sort of like based on the description that Kim Krans gives it, it's almost a bit like a mix between the Queen of Cups and the Empress, where it's a very nourishing energy. It's there's some maternal instinct there. So I think like what the cards are really calling you to do this month is to approach these tough situations, the fives you have in your deck, the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands, with like the energy of the Queen of Cups and the Empress, where you're really coming towards these relationships and people as sort of loving as possible, even given if, you know, they're the ones treating you poorly. You're still proceeding in a way that isn't accusatory. You know, it's not to say like just go get walked on and like allow it. It's not that, but it's saying that coming out guns blazing and accusatory and standing up for yourself in that way probably doesn't serve you very well either. You can lead with example and you can stand up for yourself, but stand up for it in a way where you have that sort of calm quiet that can just kind of put people in awe because you're not getting worked up, but you're standing up for yourself and you're just kind of like, it's not okay to treat me that way and I'm not going to tolerate it. You know, something like that. I mean, not that that is, you know, the way that's relevant for you or the way to say it or whatever, just as an example. So just think of kind of like that deer-like energy, this beautiful image when you're going through these harder 5s this month, and you should be fine. It's all minor arcana stuff. It's nothing that you can't handle. You totally got it. But it could be just like a bit more of an uncomfortable month. So that's it for this month. If you enjoyed the reading, I mean, I know it's like a harder reading, so it's not like, oh, I loved that reading, but if you felt like it was useful, please do give it a thumbs up. If you know, you found it useful and would like to subscribe to the channel, I would love that. If you hit the bell icon next to subscribe, then you'll automatically get notified when I upload new videos, which I'll do before the 1st of every month for all the signs, so that you'll get like a peek at the month ahead. And that's it for this month. Thanks for tuning in, Cancer. I'm gonna pause this and pan down so that you can see all the cards together in case you're a visual person. Okay, bye. So here you can see your 5 of Swords, 9 of Cups, 5 of Wands, and your Deer card. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.